right, well, hi everyone, and welcome to our first Topical Tuesday of 2021. Today we are going to be talking about diversity audits with Titlewave. We have with us John DeRoo from Follett. He is our new Follett representative. I'm excited for you to get a chance to meet him and learn more about what we can do with Titlewave. Just a reminder, please keep your microphone muted when you aren't speaking. As unfortunately Holly Ann has retired, I am doing this all on my own. So let's utilize the question and answer feature. That's the triangle, circle, square option in Google Meet. That will help me keep track of your questions easier, and I'll see what they are. And if you have the same question, you can bump that question up. So please make use of the Q&A feature. And I am going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to turn it over to John, and he can introduce himself, and we can go from there. I can figure out how to stop sharing.
Awesome. Well, it is a pleasure to be joining you all this afternoon. It's good to see some of you again. And for everyone else, I'm looking forward to starting to work with you all moving forward. The piece that we are going to go over today is the diversity analysis tools that I have given you all access in Titlewave. My plan is to go over this tool on my screen and then share a slideshow with Lisa afterwards so that you all have my presentation to reference moving down the road. Lisa, as I go through this quick presentation, any questions that are put in that question answer space, if you could pause me and just read those to me, I'll be more than happy to answer those as I'm going through my presentation.
Perfect. I will let you know if questions pop up.
Awesome. I am about to share my entire screen. And can you all see Titlewave on my screen?
You are good.
Perfect. Okay. So when you log into Titlewave, I believe everyone should see this new green box that pops up. From there, that's basically what it's saying is, would you like to learn more about this diversity analysis that Titlewave has now implemented to your account? If you hit this blue hyperlink, it'll take you to that page. So let's set up your custom diversity profile. I guess I need to log in. So from here, you're going out and you're building your profile. Were there some questions? Making sure. Okay. So from there, you can read through this. It's basically what this page is telling you are the amount of different topics there are and what you can do with this report and how it is analyzed. So first things first, when you're getting started to make your profile, first up, people, culture, and customs. You click here and this is your profile. So it's going to change from person to person, from school to school, enable all topics in the area that you would like to learn more about, have analyzed, what is important to you. So for today's purpose, I am going to check mark all of these. Diversity in America. Again, I'm going to go through and just click through all these so that you all get the full effect and see how many different pages there are as you're setting up your profile. Of course, you would probably take more time to read through this. And a lot of times I do see people when they're starting off really do check mark everything in here. So almost finished. Socioeconomic status. So again, this is just going through each different section that can be analyzed throughout your profile. I'm going to hit save and review your profile now. And this just gives you a quick update, and you can see at any time you can turn certain things on and off if you would like. So just because you make it at the very beginning doesn't mean that's the end all be all. You will always have access to edit and update your profile. I'm going to hit done. And now from here, what you'll see is, just X out all this, your account. You'll find this in your Titlewise Analysis. So we'll hit Titlewise Analysis. Let's say I just ran one. This will be hard because I don't have one for you all specifically. You'll see it in the screenshots, but essentially in your Titlewise Analysis, you will be able to see a section that is specific to diversity and then another one that is SEL, and it breaks down the diversity in your library, and then it breaks it down by everything that is in your profile. We'll show you how many titles you have in each section, just like a Titlewise Analysis would, and shows you where you're thin, where you have a good amount of titles, where you could use a little bit of extra work. That will be in screenshots that I send you. Unfortunately, I can't demo that because there's no collection for me to analyze at the moment. But for example purposes, what you can do, I'm going to show you this. We'll do this list right here. You're able to analyze every list that you also make in Titlewave. So this example right here, we created this list, and since it was created and it was saved to my account, I'm able to analyze it any way that I would like. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hit, you can go by pub or product, classification, interest level. I'm going to do by diversity topic. So we're loading here, and this gives you a quick overview of every title in the list that we just analyzed, what it covers. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the topic, the average age, fiction, and then how many items are in that topic. Are there any questions so far?
So just one, we had somebody who asked, after clicking done, I don't see where to click on the analysis.
So that's where, if you remember from last time, and again, I can put this in the email so that it's easier to reference back to. When you run a Titlewise Analysis, that is done through Destiny. You'll have to run another Titlewise Analysis because this tool was just turned on for your district yesterday. And once you run a new Titlewise Analysis, which takes about 25 minutes, this section I'm referring to will show up in your most recent analysis. It won't magically show up for one that you ran prior to today.
Perfect.
Does that answer your question?
Yep, she said yes.
Okay, awesome. So, and again, if there are any hiccups, please reach out to me, let me know. I have seen with this being a newer product, sometimes there be delayed communication between when we turn it on and showing up in your account. So if you are to see anything, let me know, because I want to make sure we stay on top of this and it's a smooth experience for you all. So from here, I've seen a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll either click on the topic itself or they'll click on items. You click on the items, it'll then show you what are those titles that were in this list that are considered, quote unquote, African American. So you can go through each topic like that. And this is held people accountable when it comes to what it is they're going to order moving forward. And people really like this tool because they'll see, oh, wow, I had a goal for this list, my budget this year that I was going to spend. And I've got 0 titles that are actually part of it based off this analysis. So people like that in the sense of it holds you accountable and gives you a quick screenshot of lists that you create or even lists that we might create for you and share with you. But it'll be the same idea also in the Titlewise analysis. So are there any other questions at the moment that we have?
Not right now.
Okay. Oh, what was it? I did not see it.
Oh, they were just asking if there's a sign-in sheet.
Oh, okay. So I can do a quick screenshot so that you guys can see. Can you guys see the slide that I'm currently sharing?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it changed from moving to PowerPoint. So this is the PowerPoint that I'm going to share with you afterwards. It is a screenshot of the Titlewise analysis. This lower section right here, you'll see the diversity, social, emotional learning. It shows you, breaks down how many titles, percentage of your collection it is. And then that's where you see the circle right here. Explore titles by topic. That is where people really dive into this, just as if I did for the list that we created, but this is doing it for your entire collection. So that is a very quick overview, and people use it differently based off of what their exact needs are and what they're wanting to have done to their library. But it's a pretty straightforward tool that is fairly easy to use. And again, I'm here as support for when you are using this for the first time. If you are to have any questions and we need to take a deeper dive into this together, we certainly can take the time to do that. But that is really the gist of how it can be used, what it can be used for, and then really how I've seen other people across Florida utilize the tool. So are there any other questions there, or anything you would like for me to elaborate on?
We had a question from Michelina, and she asked, does this not include the analysis that you did together? This is Michelina at Liberty Park.
Could she elaborate on that a little further?
Michelina, can you unmute your microphone and go ahead and ask that question?
Don't have a mic. Okay. I'm gonna see. Does this not include the analysis that we did together? Correct. Since the analysis that we did together was before I made this live, I told Follett that we wanted to add this to every account in Palm Beach like about a week ago, and they turned everything on for this specific tool yesterday. So you probably will not see it, and that's why you'll have to rerun your Titlewise analysis so that this shows up. Awesome, thank you.
All right, we had one other question is, what do you click on again after done?
After you've created your profile?
Yeah.
So once you create your profile, there's either 2 things that you can do. One, I clicked on saved list over here because I have some saved lists that I thought would be a good idea to analyze. So any saved list that you have, you can come in here, click on that saved list, hit analyze, and then diversity topic or by SEL topic. If you are wanting to see how it's analyzed for for your Titlewise Analysis for your whole school. You'll go to Titlewise Analysis. You'll access the Titlewise Analysis that you just ran. And then it will show you, it'll have its own section in the Titlewise Analysis that I showed you right here. I understand that this doesn't do it full justice, but it's all I have right now at the moment. But diversity and social emotional learning will have their own sections in the Titlewise Analysis that are very clear for you to see and take a deeper dive in by hitting explore diverse titles, explore social and emotional learning titles.
All right, perfect. We have one other question. Is there a way to delete lists to just start over?
Yes, you can delete a list and you can always start a new list. Would you like me to show you how you can start a list?
I think that would be perfect.
Okay, so for example, let's say this is we'll say, just click on this book. You like this book, or you can remove it. Actually, let's do it as if it's not already in. If you're in a list, it gets a little funky, but click here. So you're seeing that this is the book that is not in a list yet. At the very top, you'll see add to list. Right now, it is adding to Sunset Palms Nonfiction Sports. What we're going to do is a new saved list. Wanted items. I'm going to check mark that one. I really want this one. I really want this one. A new list, add to list. Name of the list, I'm just going to do demo. You can make notes about what this list is for, and you can say, I don't want this list to pass $2,500, and then you hit save. So now that I have created what's called the demo practice list, every time I search a book, you'll come over to this filter and you'll find the list that you're working on. And you'll click on that one. And you'll check mark every book that you want when you're searching and just add to list. So that is how you start and create and expand a list that you're building for your library. So is there a way to delete list or just start over? Yeah, that is very fair. Ms. Leah, let me look off the top of my head. See all lists. So just to show everyone again, I hit C under saved list. I hit see all list. This demo practice is the one we just started together. I check mark that and I hit delete. Delete, and now it's gone.
All
Does that
right.
make sense? Hey, no dumb questions. I completely get it. If it's something no one's done before, you got to learn sometime.
So
Sometimes things,
go ahead.
I was just I just pulled that one up. So, a lot of times when I see people delete lists or they tell me they deleted lists is because maybe they started a list for an incentive that started for their school, but then as you all know, things can change rather quickly. That incentive gets pushed out of the way or is no longer needed. So people just completely delete the list because then it doesn't flood their Titlewave inbox. It's completely up to you. And usually I see people, they'll end up starting to delete the extremely dated titles, extremely dated lists that they know will never get ordered.
So if I might jump in, this is really where your full library inventory is going to help you, because the data that you're going to get from this analysis is only as good as your last complete inventory where you've deleted the loss. Titlewave will still see those titles that are on your lost list. So if they're not sitting on your shelf, you really need to delete your lost list. So inventory is going to be the next step to make sure that you do an accurate analysis.
And again, this is something, as you all go through this, run this, start to play with it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and don't hold something to yourself. We'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you to go through this further. I see I recently added a lot of new books to our library. So to do an initial analysis, I just need to go to Titlewave and click submit for the analysis, correct? You need to go to Destiny, and then Destiny, you'll hit the tab catalog. And when you click on Titlewave, there will be a submit button for analysis. If you're doing it through Destiny, yes, Kathleen, that's how you do it. But you can't run a Titlewise analysis through Titlewave. It's ran through Destiny.
And Michelina, yes, we should give our students who are virtual some time to get the books back to us and not mark as lost. Or you can mark them as lost but not delete them. So if you wanted to delete anything that was marked lost on or before the last day of 2019, then you're pretty safe that that isn't something that was lost in the pandemic, right? That gives them some time to get those books back, but you'll have a much more accurate picture of what's in your library. So you could mark anything delete anything that was marked lost on or before December 31st, 2019, leaving anything from 2020 still lost. Does that make sense, Michelina?
Can you repeat that, Lisa? Which books do we need to mark lost?
Well, so it's a personal decision what you're marking lost now or not. So if you've done inventory and you've marked anything, all of the overdue books from 2020 lost, when you go to delete your lost, you can delete things that are from 2019 and prior, leaving anything from 2020 still lost, right? Those are pandemic books. Anything that's still due from 2020 was something that was checked out in the pandemic. And you can give kids to the end of the school year before you delete those. But anything prior to 2019 needs to be deleted. Otherwise, you're not getting an accurate picture of what's in your library. Destiny only understands, and Titlewise only understands that you had a copy of it. It doesn't care if it's lost. That's kind of your designation. Does that make sense, Betty?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions we can answer for you? All right, I will put John's email in the chat. In the meantime, does anyone have creative ideas to get books returned from virtual students? Juanita, that's a tough one. It's really, really hard. I just think we have to keep asking, keep sending. Michelina's planning a drive-by with her rolling library return. Putting a return bucket in front of the school might help. People could drive by and drop them off and return. Sarah at Dreyfus did drive-bys. Anybody with any other ideas? So Chelsea did the email return or email overdue notices, and she's gotten a lot back that way. It's just going to take asking, and we may just have to deal with the fact that a lot of books are lost due to the pandemic. It's honestly not their fault that they haven't been able to get back and return them. And it's unfortunate, but a reality of our situation. Any other questions we can answer? Can you take just a quick minute, maybe go through some of the SEL?
So for the SEL, are you saying for a quick analysis of a list?
Sure, so we can see what's available in, like with the SEL.
So this is just doing a quick analyzation of a list that was already created. This is not a collection analysis based off an entire library. But the big thing, the longer the list you'll see is because everything was selected in this topic from when you make your profile. So that's why there's a wider variety of topics here. There's more titles in this list, and we're hitting a wider range of SEL topics. So that's why you're seeing more topics. And again, it's the same idea. You'll come to items and you can click right here on any of these numbers to see what titles are considered social awareness, what titles are considered change. And some people might be like, oh my gosh, I have 92 relationship skill titles in this list. I definitely don't need that many. And I need way more self-awareness and self-reliance and character education because those numbers are a little lower. So that's another way people use this. You come through, you'll hit the 92. And if you're wanting to get rid of some of those titles, what you do is you just check mark these and you just hit update, which I did not do here. And from there, those 3 titles I just unchecked would no longer be on the list.
Any other questions? Any other questions we can answer for you? Something you need to see demonstrated?
I'm confused. If they're no longer on the list, but they're on the shelves, what am I missing here?
So that was an example of a list that was created in Titlewave. So those books aren't owned yet by the school. So, sorry for the misclarification there.
So you could analyze both your lists and your collections for social, emotional, and diversity. It's a really powerful tool that we have at our fingertips. All right, if there are no other questions, I am going to, so Suhail, it includes anything that's listed in your Destiny catalog. So if your Mac and Via books are in your catalog, meaning you got MARC records for them, it will include that. Because they also live in your Destiny catalog.
Correct.
All right. Well, please continue to tag us on Twitter, Library Current. I'm at Lisa Seymour 1, and Nolan is at NoRo EDU. We love to see everything that's going on in your library. If you want points, please register for this course in e-learning. You can get up to 20 points. There is only one follow-up this year. So please register. The follow-up is one culminating activity for all of Topical Tuesday. Our next session is on January 26th. Tanya Aberth is going to join us and giving us next steps with Adobe Spark. If you haven't signed in, please sign in using that link. And thank you so much for joining us today.